Welcome. We're joined here by Anthony Tennyson, the CEO of Awakn Life Sciences. Anthony, thank you for joining us. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you. It's good to speak to you again.
Anthony, it is great to see you again. A lot has happened since we last spoke with Awakn. Can you give the audience a brief reminder of the company and what you as a company as a whole are focused on?
Happy to do so. Awakn is a biotechnology company, and we're focused on researching, developing, and commercializing therapeutics to treat addiction. And we have a near-term focus on alcohol use disorder, which is a condition that affects 400 million people globally, and for which the current standard of care is quite poor.
Outstanding. Okay, and of course, we reported back in January of this year, there were some groundbreaking results from your phase 2 AB clinical trial. Can you remind our audience of them and their significance when it comes to Awakn?
Happy to. Our lead clinical development program, is proprietary ketamine-assisted therapy to treat alcohol use disorder. We completed a phase 2 AB combined clinical trial late last year, and we published the results in the American Journal of Psychiatry in January of this year. And we delivered groundbreaking efficacy in that trial. We achieved 86% abstinence in the 6 months post-treatment, which stacks up against 25% abstinence in the current standard of care. So we achieved something up to 3.5 times better than the current standard of care, which is quite remarkable indeed.
So with a very successful phase 2 behind you, you also announced in July some news around the phase 3 and the funding of that trial specifically. Can you tell us a little bit more detail there?
Indeed. On the basis and on the back of the success of our phase 2B clinical trial, we've decided to progress our lead clinical development program forward into phase 3. And we're going to do that in the UK, and we've been lucky enough to secure 66% or 2/3 grant funding for the cost of that phase 3 trial in the UK. We're planning for that trial to be a definitive trial in the UK, and we have partnered with the University of Exeter and the National Healthcare Service in the UK to deliver that trial. On the back of that partnership, the total cost of the trial is forecast to be 2.25 million sterling, or in the region of 3 million US. And through the grant that we have secured, that means the total cost to Awakn for that phase 3 trial, which we target being a definitive trial, will be in the region of 800,000 sterling or 1 million US, which is quite remarkable on the back of delivering 86% efficacy in the phase 2B trial for a condition that affects 400 million people globally. It's quite remarkable that we're in a position to be potentially running a definitive trial that's going to cost the company in the region of 1 million US.
Outstanding. And with ketamine already being legally available, this puts Awakn in a very different position of being able to deliver this treatment in your clinics right now. Can you tell us more about that situation?
Happy to. So we do two things in the company. We do research and development, and we also do commercialization. And in the research and development side of the business, we're running those R&D programs, which include our lead development program that we've covered already. But we are also commercializing already what we are developing in our R&D business. And we are commercializing through two channels: clinics in Europe and licensing partnerships into North America. And we are commercializing and delivering those therapeutics to treat alcohol use disorder that we developed in that phase 2B program. We're delivering that and earning revenue today in our clinics. We in fact reported a 34% growth in revenue from Q1 this year to Q2 this year. And we are particularly pleased with that financial performance.
Amazing. Now, we've also seen some big news last month with you announcing licensing partnerships in both the US and Canada for this treatment. Can you give us more information around why this is so significant?
Happy to. So as I mentioned, we do two things in the company: research and development and commercialization. And in commercialization, we've got two revenue streams: clinics in Europe, but also out-licensing partnerships in North America. And that is what we've just started to do recently. It's really significant for us, Michael, because there's 14,000 addiction treatment clinics in the US alone. And we believe we can empower those clinics through our out-licensing partnerships to enable them to be more effective at a lower price point than they currently are. Because we know how to deliver ketamine-assisted therapy to achieve 86% abstinence, which is 3.5 times better the current standard of care. So we signed up, small beginnings, but we signed up our first licensing partner in the US, and a week later, our first licensing partner in Canada. And the great thing for us as a business is it really enables us to scale our commercial activity and amplify the impact that we can have in disrupting the addiction treatment industry globally, which is a large but relatively underperforming and an industry that lacks innovation.
Wonderful. It's all great information and obviously a lot of very exciting things coming up after this. Anthony Tennyson, CEO of Awakn Life Sciences, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.